Hello there, something a little bit different today. I'm going to be looking at the Speedster stove. So before I show you my setup, let's go and have a look at their website and I'll show you the different items that they sell. It's really good, you know. Nice cottage industry, British and well worth supporting. Let's go and have a look. A quick look at the website, all the menus down there. They do a massive range of pots, complete kits, where you can buy bits of kit, which I'll be showing you later, and building your own. Burners, all different sizes. I went for the 50mm, which is perfect. Then I got the generic windscreen, which I think is that one there. That fits my mug, which I had to notch out, which is easily done, and I'll show you that later. But well done, fellas. Cracking website and cracking service. So that's the website. As you can see, there's a massive range of different stoves and covers and pot stands, etc. So you know they've got everything you should need. And the beauty of it is it's a cottage industry, so well worth supporting. Now every couple of years I always experiment with liquid stoves. I usually end up going back to gas for the convenience and ease of it, but you know, I'm going to really give this one a good whirl. So let's have a look at my setup. Let's look at the fuel first. That's my little fuel bottle, and that will easily last a weekend. Now what I tend to do is keep that away from the stove, outside the pack, just in case you get an accident. Yeah, you can stash it all together, there's nothing wrong with that if that's your preference, but I prefer to keep it outside the pack, so that will go in one of the side pouches, or the front pouch, wherever. It's quite a strong little bottle. I didn't get this from Speedster, this is one I had separate, which is perfect amount for the weekend. Yep. The fuel I use is bioethanol. You see that? It used to be quite cheap, but like anything else in the UK now, it's very expensive. But that bottle will last me a long time, long time. Got it from B&Q, which is like a major DIY place here in the UK, and it works really well. Nice and clean, or as clean as it can be for liquid fuel. Of course there's alternatives, but I prefer that. The stove itself, I just put it in a little bag there I had. I think it's Cuban fibre, can't even remember where I bought it from. I think it's Treadlight gear. Everything fits in there neatly. Open up. The actual windshield and pot stand. Lid. A Soto lighter. Is it essential? No, not really, but all this extends, yeah, which makes it a little bit easier for lighting the stove itself. A normal lighter or even matches will suffice, but the way I look at things is, and they're not cheap either, sorry, the way I look at things is if it's making it easier out there, less chance of injury, etc., then I'm going to go for something like this, always. I don't care what it costs, as long as it just makes the whole job a bit safer. The mug, it's just a 750 Tom shoe. No idea where I got that from. I think it was another Amazon job. Speedster stoves sell all this. You can get a complete kit if you wish, but I had a lot of the items already, so I just bought the things I needed. Yeah, great little cup, bags of water in there, and big enough to boil some boiling the bag food, or hydrating, whichever is your preference. The lid obviously goes on top very neatly, just to help it boil a bit quicker. The little stove itself, now you can make these, and I think it's the Lone Explorer, does some great videos, great kit mods and that kind of thing. He actually makes his own. You can buy all the items on Amazon, etc. But I bought their own. Yeah, such a simple thing. It's a basic tin can, like almost like a makeup kind of tin. Got some wire mesh. There's some fibre in there that holds the fuel, burning fuel. Yep, it's so easy to blow out. Once you finish your boil, off it goes. Let it cool down a bit so you don't damage the seal. Tighten it all up, and that is as safe as it can get.
the mug that I usually use for drinking off. I think everybody in the world uses these now, don't they? They're great. I've had this for donkey's years. Great little cup. See to summit. Screw off lid. I don't think that's essential, to be honest. But it's handy if you don't want to put your cup down when you're out there, keep the flies off. Yeah. Push out. You've all seen these before, I'm sure. There you go. You got a cup for drinking out of. Oh, my little Robin just turned up. He's always flying about. So that's my cup, my drinking cup. That's it in the bag. Let's look at the windshield. Yeah, so the windshield comes in its own little bag, which I've kept. If you're a gram counter, I suppose you could get rid of that, but you know, they're not there. Now you can get these specifically made, different styles and types of mugs, and they're all listed on the website, like I showed you earlier. But I went for the generic one that you've got to modify yourself. And what you've got to do is cut that notch in. That's so your handle of your cup or your mug will sit in there. All I did was cut that with a Stanley knife, keep paring it very carefully, and then bent it over and just super glued it down, so it just gives a little bit more rigidity. You could cut that off completely if you wish, but I just did it that method. So let me get this set up and I'll show you how it all works. So that's it all set up. It's very easy. One thing I do recommend is though, just make sure that's on the right side, because it's quite easy in the blur of the moment to put it inside out, and then you'll put stress on these hinges. Yep, which is pointless. As you can see, the little notch that I cut to take my cup or my mug, and there is the clip or the piece that holds it all together. That comes in and out. Yeah, so it's all concertinaed up, and then that slides in to hold it in one big piece. Yep. Now inside, which we'll just pull out. Inside, what we can see it, that's the pot stands. It's all very delicate, and you know, you've got to treat it with respect, I would imagine. Yeah, now my mug was a little bit too small. I probably went for a too big a size, so I had to bend those out ever so slightly, and it's perfect now. So let's put the mug on it and you'll see what it's all about. Fits superbly. Obviously when you're out there you've got to get a flat surface, preferably on some sort of a flat stone. Very flat. As with usually any fuel, you know, you've got the hazard of setting fire to things, so take that into consideration. So filling it is simplicity itself. Screw the top off, like so. Fuel. Oop, I filled that a bit too much. Couple of plugs. Find that's plenty. Now you notice I put a bit of wood down here, because obviously that's going to generate a lot of heat upwards mainly, but it also goes downwards. So like I said, when you're out there, try and get a flat surface. Those pop-up tables are great. Soto does one, fantastic pop-up table. Boom, up there in seconds. I'll show you that later, maybe another video. So that's it filled. You can do it one or two ways. You can light it first, then place your stove over the top, or put it inside and light your stove inside the windshield pot stand. What I tend to do is light it first. So that's it lit. Dead easy, and it burns quite clean. So then what I tend to do then is put the stove over the top, though you don't need to, and then in with the mug. Plunk, like so. And just wait for it to boil up. Now I'm not going to do any boil times or anything like that, I'm not into that, because backpacking is a relaxing activity in my opinion, and time is on your side. So you just put it on, let it boil up, and away you go. How good is that? On the reverse, stove out, blow it out, one quick blow like that, or was that two? Yep, take that away. That's going to be quite warm, it's only been on there a few seconds and it's quite warm. So let everything cool down, away it goes. That's quite warm, so I'm not going to touch that. Cool down out, I'll give it a few minutes. Top on. I wouldn't put this on hot because there's a seal there, it can damage that seal, so wait till it's cooled down, or slightly warm, which it is. Screw that on nice and tight, and I have tested this. You know, there's the dog. I have tested this and it doesn't leak. It's superb. Well done, lads. And then reversing the shield, simply pull out that one there, and then just concertina it up like so, put that back in there for safety, and that's it. How good is that? That's the Speedster stove. Superb. Great bit of kit. Has a kit going on. Cottage industry. I don't know if it's a group of guys or just one guy. I think it may be one. And it's reasonable, you know, it's cheap. Every couple of years I'll experiment with fuel stoves, but I almost always end up going back to gas for the convenience. But I really am going to give this a few outings when I can, which hopefully won't be too far away, but I think next year now. So there we go. Hope you like it. Any comments or anything, please subscribe and like the video. And for now, bye bye now.